Welcome to Ask Win, everyone. And I think this is the first time we've had a guest who is actually 12 to 13 hours ahead of me. And the reason why I brought Cody on is because Cody has the personality of, one, getting back to you, two, he is the expert at email marketing. He's the expert at all things internet-based. So I'm going to let Cody share his story and let Mr. Cody take it away.
Yeah. Let me, introduce myself very, very quick. Thank you so much for that wonderful info. So yeah, my name is Cody, and it's true, I'm like 12 to 13 hours ahead, I think. I'm currently situated in Manila, so a bit of backstory about me. I basically do online marketing or digital marketing, wherein I focus with social media, email marketing, and of course a bit of content. So way back, my market was very scattered. I was like servicing the general market. Although sometime last year, when I also decided to niche, helping out coaches, personal brand speakers, because I have that mantra within me where I would like help people who also helps out others.
Okay, so that's why you started doing what you're doing. Now, I took a look at your website, and I noticed you're an expert at email marketing, which I might need here in the next couple of weeks, because for those of you who didn't catch Facebook's big announcement, Facebook is actually, how do I say this? They're making it tougher for people who have business pages like myself and like Cody to get reach. Mark Zuckerberg, God love him, is doing a little bit of a badass experiment, and he's saying, well, let's do family and friends first, and let's forget about I Come a Win, which is my book, by the way, and let's forget about Wynn's Facebook page or Cody's Facebook page. So, okay, my first question to you, Cody, what is your opinion on this Facebook debacle? And I'm actually being more social media experts on in this area to talk about this more in detail. But Cody, what is your method to the Facebook madness here?
Right. I know it was just recent, or at least last week, where Mark Zuckerberg has this. Actually, the story about it is, although let's say an author, a brand, or any businesses got like Facebook business page, what happens is the frequency of having an organic reach would kind of decrease, because as per the Facebook CEO Mark, he would like to have the news feeds more personalized. But for me, my personal take on it, I mean, it's okay. I would say that it's really a case-to-case basis. At least speaking on a marketing perspective, if you're just so wise enough, and I hope that Mark would not hear this, because he might penalize
me. Oh, you never know who's going to be sharing this one out. You never know who's going to be sharing this one out. Don't share this one out with Facebook, you guys. This is not...
But the idea here is marketers out there. Well, at least in a marketing perspective, there's just a lot of ways on how we could still market ourselves, on how we could still, you know, find ways on promoting products. But at least speaking for coaches or personal brand, I would really say that it's not really a big problem because what are some of the few strategies that I can think of? In a value providing kind of business, we're not selling products anyway. It's really more of coaching. It's really more of it's a relational kind of business that we're in, and it's very important to build that personal brand. It's very important to keep on giving value. Imagine the likes of Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk, Ty Lopez, the likes of John Maxwell, Dale Carnegie. The important thing here is on how you could present yourself as giving value to others. On the marketing space, we still got LinkedIn anyway. We still got
Yeah.
Facebook groups anyway, right? On Facebook
Yeah.
groups, even if you have like a fan page, because what Mark wants is us running our own Facebook ads in order to make sales, but that is not the case for a coaching business. Like I said, it's really more of giving value. It's not just as simple as clicking the boost post or promote my page button. It's more of a consistent sharing of best practices, building relationships. Like I said, we got community groups, we got LinkedIn on how we can do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are
It's
some strategies.
more about that know, like, and trust factor. And you guys
Correct.
can now find me on Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm all over the place. Just type in my name, Win Charles, on LinkedIn, and you can connect with me. I have it on my phone, and I have it all over the place. But it's more about that know, like, and trust factor that Mark is so concerned about. So I'm not running towards the hills. As a matter of fact, I'm off Facebook because I knew in my heart in about 2017, the end of 2016, and the beginning of 2017, that the return on investment wasn't looking so hot. So when Mark made that announcement, I'm like, oh great, I'll just use Twitter and LinkedIn to build those relationships.
Exactly, that's right. So it's more of, if we're gonna tap on Facebook, I think a Facebook fan page, given that update, it works. It becomes like a vanity tool or a vanity app. A fan page, I think, would kind of function like just like a regular website where you could post in your blog. Even if you don't have a website, at least the Facebook fan page can serve like a website. It would also show your services, and that's just it. But at the end of the day, there are community groups. Could be Facebook. It's more of really the relation, at least for coaches. It's really more of the relationship built, and like what you said, there's this trust factor to be the person of influence, and that's where we get ahead of other people. It's really more being omnipresently present, something like that. Omnipresently public, something like that.
Yeah.
And there are just a lot of tool strategies to tap on. We got community groups, LinkedIn, Twitter, even emails. That's one of the business coaches. He's a known business coach in Facebook. He doesn't really care. Not really that he doesn't care, but he's not scared of such changes. because it's more really of connecting and building relationships with people, and a simple Facebook fan page cannot do that.
No, I agree. A simple Facebook
Right.
fan page cannot do that. Even email. You emailed me and you got right back to me too. And it's like, okay, Cody really wants to meet with me off
Right.
LinkedIn, off the Facebook, and off the crowded LinkedIn. He really wants to have a personal relationship, which I think
Exactly.
is
Right.
wonderful. I want to commend you on that. So, what made you come up with that idea of cold, well, I won't say cold emailing, but emailing people out of the blue and saying, look, I want to help you.
Right. You know what? I learned this from my own email mentor. That's one of the things that, and this is I would say a kind of critical thing for service providers, for coaches, or at least us marketers with coaches as our niche. Um, it's very critical on how we really present ourselves, on how we basically message ourselves. Like I said, there's building relationships, being like, or at least perceived as a trusted someone. It's very, very important. It's like this on social media. Social media is like when you go to a party and people would know you publicly. That's why it was also a few weeks ago that I just keep on posting. I just keep on, sharing my stories, both on LinkedIn, well, sometimes on Facebook as well. And then, for me, yeah, I may be marketing myself. I may be doing some outreach, but it's really more on how much value you could basically help out another business owner. And if there's one thing, speaking of relationships, if there's one thing which I was also I would have to also confess in this. You know what? Before, I've had that mindset of, hey, what I'm good. I mean, I've had my trainings, I've got my certification, and that also took me, cost, obviously. So I was kind of thinking, ROI, profits. Now that I'm also building my own team, I got my own social media marketing VAs. But you know what? I cannot even close, or I cannot even get like I'd say a single person who could jump with me on a call. But if there's one thing that kind of changed, it was also a few weeks back when there's already warm leads coming in. And I'm so sorry if I really sound as if I'm so markety this time. But what kind of really changed is the heart, basically, the mindset and the heart. What I'm trying to say is it's very important to give value first. You cannot expect, to sell. You cannot expect to tell anyone, hey, this is what I can do for you. But then again, he doesn't even know you. That's why it's very important to always give value. That's honestly personally my mantra for this year. Giving value, and that's it. Everything else should follow. And of course, as we give value, ROI profits, that should be secondary. That should be the third part. It's really more on it's really more of helping out other people and sharing how much you can be successful to them.
And just to let you know, you guys, Cody and I are actually having a consultation call about email marketing on my end because, as I was told by another podcast, the Go Digger podcast, run by Jenna Kutcher, before Facebook did its little dance, Jenna said on her podcast that we don't own Twitter. We don't own our Facebook platforms. We're just on there as a sea of people. We own the email list. We own the know, like, and trust factor. And she was more talking about the email list. So one of the things I'm going to do in 2018 is try and ramp up my email list again. And once I get my website all organized, that's a whole other podcast in itself. But I'm going to try my hardest to get subscribers on my email list, because before Facebook did its little dance, I knew through this podcast that something was coming. And so Jenna in the Gold Digger podcast was absolutely right. And when I looked at Cody's website, he's like, I'm the expert at it. So I'm going to ask him next week, what does he think of me doing an email list? And I'll report back to you guys after this interview what Cody said. So, Cody, you want the know, like, and trust factor. So then the way Cody approached me is he goes, hey, we met on LinkedIn, is my email address, and then I set up a free consultation call. It wasn't until today that I looked at his website that I said to him, your calendar didn't pop up. He goes, oops, that wasn't there. So I remember him emailing me that, and then he handed me his calendar link. But what do you think is the most important key here, Cody, in the know, like, and trust factor?
I would really say, the consistency of giving value. That's just it. That itself is already a unique selling point for service provider. If you've noticed from the start of the podcast, I've been talking about, I don't know how many times I've said value. That's because that's where it should, that really is it's a core thing of everything. I mean, I remember there was this forum in Facebook. He's also a coach. He was also running his own Facebook ad, and he told us that he cannot convert anyone from the Facebook ads. However, when we have seen on his Facebook page, there's nothing that we can see there. So that itself becomes, a big boo-boo already. As you have noticed, Neil Patel, the biggest marketers out there, and the biggest business owners out there, all they do is to either, create their diary, share it publicly, write whatever their life is. Other coaches out there literally just does video blog in a daily basis. They post it on their own profile, on LinkedIn, still on their fan page, update everyone on email, because that is what's very important here. For a relational, for a business where trust factor and relationships are very triggered, giving value to anyone, sharing on how you can help them. In my case, for the meantime, I just forgot. The funny thing in my case, I forgot ROI. I forgot profits for quite some time. I'm not saying that these are not important. But I just had that mindset that I just want to keep on giving value. Share and share. As a matter of fact, I may not be as active daily on LinkedIn, but whenever I want to share some story which I think would kind of tick my network, I'm gonna share it. Whenever I go back to Facebook, and whenever someone needs, hey, I need help on social media, I need help in email marketing, basically no selling at all. I'm just gonna answer it. If I can share my tips and tricks for free, that's it. At the end of the day, giving value. giving value, even giving it for free, if it's just, if it's just a simple tip and trick, right? Why not? At the end of the day, these are small tidbits where you could place yourself, as a person of influence. And I remember that from the books that I read. These are John Maxwell and Dale Carnegie books. Give value, influence people, the rest will follow.
Well, that's wonderful. And that being said, what is your favorite book? It could be audio book or a good old fashioned paperback book.
Okay. Good question. I'm not really like a big reader of fictional books, but I'm really a big fan of inspirational books. Well, first and foremost, and I think this is non-negotiable, of course, the Bible. That's number one. Like I said, non-negotiable, right? Jam-packed with a lot of, teachings. Although the book from an author, as I've already said, the names, top two, top three books that I love are Developing the Leader Within You by John Maxwell and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Those are the non-Bible books that I actually really, really love.
Yeah. And so what has been your biggest entrepreneurial moment in all this?
Well, at least, for someone who has been doing this, like since 2016, I wouldn't really say that it is something monetary. When we say entrepreneurship, the first thing, chances are, the first thing that we think of is, money, 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 profit, profit, profit. It's not that. At least in my case, it's not that. But at least, since before my market was very, very scattered, I had to rebrand myself where I have to choose a specific niche. With that being said, professional coaches. Imagine the biggest thing that I could say is really helping out people who also helps out others. Nothing could, no monetary thing could ever replace that. That's the biggest thing for me so far.
That's the biggest thing for you. And Cody, where could people find you if not on LinkedIn? And where can people find your website? And how could they get a hold of you? I have your email address, by the way. I could give you Cody's email address in 2 seconds flat, you guys, if you really, really want it.
Yeah. Well, actually, you could. I'm more active on LinkedIn. I don't really do Twitter. Sorry, but I'm more active on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So you're
right.
more active on LinkedIn than Twitter and everything else. And
right.
I'll put all Cody's information in the show notes. And just to let you guys know, speaking of helping others out here, my book, A View from My Fabulous Teaching Desk, is finally out on audio tape. Finally.
Wow.
Finally. It took about 1 month to get it out on audio tape. Yes. So,
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Unfortunately, guys, Lardizabal sets the prices on that one. Win doesn't set their own prices through audible.com. I wish I did, but if you guys want to go check out my latest book on audio tape, A View from My Fabulous Teaching Desk, I'm not going to give it all away because I want you guys to read it and figure it out on your own. But that's my latest project that's finally out. And then I have another project that I'm working on. That code name is Project Butterfly, and Project Butterfly Step 1 is going well. I don't know about Step 2 yet because I haven't got my ducks in a row for Step 2, but as soon as Project Butterfly is ready to go, I will let you guys know what Project Butterfly entails. But Cody, I know you have a couple of questions to me that you want to ask me.
Oh yeah, sure. Some of the questions that I have. So this is one of the common questions that I've been also asking from the rest, and what in your case, because I was telling I was telling you guys earlier that my mantra is giving value. I have already quickly developed that mindset of I want to help people who wants to also help others. In your case, since you also you niche with coaching, with you niche as an author, what was the trigger in your case, if I may ask, what made you decide to help and to inspire other people?
The whole thing was having a tragic loss in my life, which I fully admit in my original book, I Come a Win, and I fully admit that losing my biological mom to meningitis and a brain aneurysm. Unfortunately, meningitis took her down, and I'm actually doing a book on meningitis eventually when I have time to do it. That's another factor, and writing all these books, I don't have time right now because I'm working on a huge project called getting a journalism degree. And so, when I have time to write this book, you guys, it will be all about my journey experiencing someone who went through meningitis and unfortunately did not make it. Unfortunately, I found out a couple months after I Win was published that I found out that not only did my mom die of meningitis, I didn't know how she passed away. I thought she passed away of the brain aneurysm, and I'm thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. This woman was fully functioning. And so I found out from a nurse who happens to be a family member that my mom passed away of meningitis, and then I found out that a bunch of hockey players brought it on to the ICU ward at the time, and then gave it to 11 families, and of course the hospital still hasn't admitted 6 years later to this day of what they did, how they're going to repay us all. I mean, 11 families were affected. I am one of 11 families, and so I am wondering, I want to write a book about meningitis. I want to do my research on meningitis. I want to contact the hospital to see whether that meant to me what landed up happening. Sorry about that, you guys. My earbud kind of went dead on me in the middle of the interview.
That's okay.
So I want to contact everyone I can underneath the meningitis sun to understand why, to ask my own questions and to do research for my book. And I am starting that process now. So if you guys know any meningitis survivors or meningitis experts, let me know, and I'll be happy to contact them. I just want to inspire people with my journey, and meningitis is part of my journey because I lost a loved one. But to circle back to Cody's main question, how this all started was complete strangers started asking me, how do you deal with this with cerebral palsy, which, by the way, cerebral palsy is my disability. I've battled that one for 30 years, and so I wrote a book, and the podcast spun off this book that I wrote.
I see. Thank you. That's
Well, I'm sorry for the long, drawn-out answer, but that's how it is.
I see. And I also noticed that you're into charities, right?
I am affiliated with 2 charities. I want to be affiliated with the meningitis charity more than I am, and the work that I do with brain aneurysm charities, I want to be more involved with that. But again, it's the time factor, you guys. I don't have the time. I have the time by now because my degree program is on Christmas break, but once February 5th hits, I won't have the time. So I'm involved with, I'm actually lucky enough to be a bionic woman. And when I say that I am using exoskeleton, which is artificial intelligence exoskeleton, I didn't learn that until the other day. And what it does is helps me get my body in alignment to walk like a normal person. And this is not cheap. This is a $65,000 machine we're talking about. And so what we are talking about is something that insurance doesn't cover. I have to pay out of pocket for this one. Insurance doesn't cover this exoskeleton. Insurance doesn't cover my snowboarding either. I have to pay out of pocket for that. Insurance only covers traditional PT, if that, and it drives me nuts because insurance only covers a certain amount of time to go to physical therapy, and this is why I'm shelling out the cash via check to actually go and do these alternative therapies, because I want to learn how to walk again, and I want to see what medicine and technology can do for me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, thank you. Well, the reason why I ask is because I myself charities is also something that's very big for me. As a matter of fact, I have this aspiration of not being called as an entrepreneur or solopreneur. If there's one preneur thing that I wanted to be called at, it's more of a philanthropreneur. I mean, I've had some meetings with other coaches, both online and locally. At the end of the day, there's the money, we do business, we do hustle, but what's the point of it? I mean, if you don't really have or make that difference, I mean, what's the point, right? Of getting the riches and all that. All those would vanish anyway. So that's one of the personal branding that I also hope, that I'm also gearing towards to like a philanthropist kind of entrepreneur as I grow my team, as I grow my business. Because just another backstory. My own best friend is actually positive of HIV. And I've
Really?
noticed, and yeah, I have experienced how depressed he was. And the good thing about it is right now he's good. I mean, he's healthy. He has been taking his meds. He's on a better shape, actually, not really in a great shape right now as compared to sometime last year. So, you know, I mean, linking things up, that's actually one of the, as a matter of fact, I also handle the social media and the email marketing strategy of the biggest HIV support center here in Manila. It's more of a voluntary work. And, the main goal or one of the plans within this year, hopefully, is to also influence people with disabilities, or those with special needs, that they can do or they can earn online, rather, to remove them out from that, from that stigmata, kind of spot where people would laugh at them, things like that. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but that sometimes it's reality, and it really hurts. It hurts big time.
Yes. Yes.
That's
You're speaking
right.
my language now. Cody.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's like fitting a round peg into a square hole, and I am going to admit something to you guys this upcoming summer, probably in early March, that's going to shock you a little bit. And so it's going to be a shock. So be prepared for another shock. Welcome to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride on Ask Win. Only a couple people know what's going on. A couple people know what is going on. Well, a lot more people know what is going on with Codename Project Butterfly than they do the other thing I'm going to tell you guys in early April, and so we'll see. We'll see
Right.
what happens. And Cody is the gentle giant of email marketing. And as I said, he contacted me out of the blue via email. He did not contact me via LinkedIn. I'm like, yeah, what do you want? And I'm always looking for new leads and new business contacts. So I think Cody's will be one of those people that Cody's going to be a silent supporter of my podcast. I can tell that right now because his best friend has HIV, and HIV could kill you if you don't take your medication. CP can't kill you, but I guess it could. Although if you have a heart attack, CP can kill you. And I witnessed a friend of mine with Down syndrome get killed by a heart attack, and he was a gentle giant like Cody. And I asked his mom, I said, after he died, I said, was Will acting silly in the airport? And mom said to me, no. And you know that. He passed away of a heart attack. And what took him down, I mean, he was walking through an airport, my God. What took him down was the chest pains from the heart attack. Now, with Down syndrome, just like CP, we have to be careful of what we do and how we treat our bodies. And with HIV, as Cody said, you have to be even extra careful because you could pass HIV on to other people without even knowing it. And so the little bit of HIV research I have done, I need to get HIV expert on here and talk about that because that is a stigma that I want to break also. And so thank you for reminding me of that, Cody, because HIV is something I want to break. I also want to break the myth of depression. I have a friend who has depression, who re-entered a depression spell basically because she got walking pneumonia, had to be sent to the hospital here in America, and basically got depression from the doctors. So I want to bring a depression expert on. I want to bring HIV expert on. Maybe Cody can actually help me find a HIV expert because those are the stigmas I want to break. And so, Cody, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And you and I will talk next week, and then I will report back to my fan base as to what we decide. And then, as I said, Project Butterfly is taking steps into letting it fly. I will let you know what's going on. It's something to do with me, let's put it that way, and it's something to do with my books. And a couple people know what's going on. And so that's why I need email marketing from Cody because, as I said, we don't own those social media platforms. We don't own LinkedIn. We especially don't own Facebook. We don't own Twitter. So the best bet now is an email marketing list and building that know, like, and trust factor, just like Cody did with me. So I'll keep you guys abreast of that, and we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. I have some shocking surprises for you guys in the next couple weeks, and so we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks, and I will keep you abreast of my email list. And again, I thank Cody for spending his morning with us, even though he's 12 to 13 hours away from me. Yes, it's Friday morning in Manila. Cody is supposed to be eating his breakfast, but he decided to share his marketing knowledge with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode of Ask Win. And so thanks to you guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.